Hey, this is Rocket Per Insurgent. Today we're looking at the Maus, this Tier 10 German heavy tank. We're following around Precambrian. He is in what is known as a sheriff's account. That's how we generally refer to it. He gets access to all of the tanks in the game, and they all have pimped out crews because he's in a tournament team, and when someone kills him, the person who kills him gets a couple hundred gold, whatever, depending on the event. So it's really awesome that he picked the Maus for this, because the Maus is characterized by just really great armor and terrible everything else. The firepower is just abysmal. It has 490 alpha, which is fine. I mean, there are other heavy tanks in tier that make low alpha kind of work, like the T110 E5, but the problem with the Maus offensively is that it has such low damage per minute, pretty much the lowest in tier. But whatever, you're not playing this tank to be an offensive juggernaut, you're playing this tank with its 3000 HP and its stupidly awesome armor. You're just going to be a rolling roadblock for the enemy. So because he's in the sheriff's account, he's going to be a pretty high point of contention. People want to get that couple hundred gold. So it's pretty funny watching him taking a beating and getting swarmed in something like this. The good parts of the Maus are that if you angle it, it's very predictable in what it will bounce and not bounce. So you can expect certain situations to be better or worse for you. There is a weak spot in the front of the tank. It looks like kind of an M, and in the middle on the lower plate, that's where the enemy is most likely to pen you. So if you stay angled, as Precam is angled right there, the enemy is going to have a pretty tough time hitting you from the front in the hull. The problem is the turret is not that amazing, and they can pen you right through the face of the turret. It's slightly weaker than the E100's turret face overall, but there are some angles to the turret face which make it a little more difficult and give you a little more protection. He was setting up the reverse angle right there. The Maus is very good at reverse angles as well. The thing to remember is when you are not ready to fire, try to angle your turret 15 to 20 degrees away from the enemy so they can't get a flat shot on your turret face. Here's he's setting up the reverse angle again, which is very effective. No one is denying the toughness of the Maus. Everyone, I think, accepts that it's a really tough tank to take down, especially when an autoloader comes up on the Maus, empties the clip into it, and doesn't even kill it, doesn't even lower it by 50% HP. But the difficulty is the Maus doesn't have a lot of mobility. If you're stuck in swampy ground like he is here, it's really hard to get to where you need to make a difference. Now that he's taken a bit of damage, the prospect of someone collecting that couple hundred gold bounty is near. And so you can see the difficulty he has. All he has to do is cough on that bat chat and the bat chat will die, but the traverse just isn't good enough. And this is ultimately what kills the tank, is just this severe lack of mobility. It's really hard to make the tank be where it needs to be to win the game. And if you come up on something like a couple of tank destroyers in front of you, you just do not have the time to reposition away from them, to pop up in another area that might not be expected. It's just not going to happen. Your puppies will all die by the time you get in a new spot. Also, artillery is a massive beating against this tank. It's almost impossible for tier 10 artillery to miss the Maus. The E100 is used over the Maus when you need that big HP armor roadblock for something, because it travels at 30 kmh instead of 20, and the gun is just more usable. It has a higher damage per minute, higher alpha at 750. Yeah, there's just very little reason to pick the Maus over the E100 if you just need a big roadblock. Precam wrote up a full review on the Maus, link in the comments, go check it out. Hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting.